What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here, fresh off my local card show. I'm recording this Saturday morning, not 100% sure when this is going to go live on the old YouTube sphere, but I am fresh out of the Hartville show. And I executed a fairly large trade, about 2,000, a little over 2,000 bucks, or right at about $2,000 in total value, changing hands, $1,000 each way. But about a little over $2,000 total involved in the deal. If you follow me on social, you probably saw the photo. I posted it on IG and the old Twitter sphere, or X, whatever the kids are calling it these days. A classic case of me just seeing something. I mean, just, the local shows, you never know what you're going to find. And I actually have a pickup from the prior Hartville show that I never talked about. So we're going to go ahead and toss that in this video as well. You just never know what you're going to see. So I had talked about a week ago, I had the two Juan Sotos. I had the Rainbow Foil PSA 10, and I had the Bowman's Best Auto PSA 10 that, had spiked up from the trade. And I took the last week's show in the hopes of potentially selling, trading. I was fine kind of rolling with the auto and seeing what happened. But I at least kind of wanted to move off the Rainbow Foil because he was getting so, hyped. Prices had spiked. It seemed like a good time to exit out of his stuff because they let you buy him back if you really want the card. So I'm walking through the show today, just kind of, looking at the cases, seeing what I see. And I look down in one and I just come across something, and immediately, and this is a card that I've never owned before, or a type of card I've never owned before. Like I said, if you saw the social post, if you haven't, it's in the vein of the Jordan Scoring Kings, sitting back there in the back. Definitely not a Scoring Kings, but definitely comes from that flavor or that style of card. And, I saw it, and then I saw the grade and the player, and I'm like, man, that card is just really cool. And that just happens every once in a while. You're walking a show or you're looking at a showcase and something pops up and it's not a card that you ever had on your radar, acquiring, looking at, and then all of a sudden you're just like, wow, this is just a cool card. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this card. I might flip it. I'll see what happens, but I am fine holding it. If someone gave me a strong offer on it, I would consider selling. I don't even really know what a strong offer is. We'll kind of talk about that. So I had just recently checked the comps on the Sotos. They comped out to about 1,100 bucks. The auto, the last two sold were 650, and then after that, one sold for 700. And the Rainbow Foil, I think the last one prior to the trade were like low threes, and then 350, and then he got traded and it went for 400. So I asked the dealer what he had on this card. He threw out a number, and it was someone that I've worked with a ton in the past. And I said, are you interested in these? And I showed him two cards, and he went, well, what are you thinking? And I was like, well, I'm interested in, in the card that I'll show you guys here in a second. And he looked at it, double checked some stuff. He double checked comps. I showed him comps, and he said, yeah, that's fine. And I don't know what his motivation was. My guess would be, if I was sitting on that side of the table, is the two Soto cards that I moved him will be way easier for him to move off of than this card in particular, because it is kind of niche, especially at a local show level. This is definitely more of a regional, national, online style card versus a local show card. So enough beating around the bush. So no cash was involved in this trade. It was a straight trade. And I am super excited about this card. So the Juan Soto Bowman's Best PSA 10, out the door. Juan Soto Rainbow Foil 2018 rookie, both those rookie cards, out the door. And we have replaced it with 1998 Skybox EX Century Vince Carter Dunkin' Go Nuts PSA 10. This is the ultimate. If you know, you know. The Dunkin' Go Nuts cards are massively collectible. Vince Carter, obviously, if you're around my age, needs no introduction. Vince absolutely menaced the league for many years. One of the most exciting players in the NBA. One of the most exciting players in the modern NBA, period. And then in a PSA 10, you do not see these pop up too terribly often in a PSA 10. Uh, they just don't. I think the pop on this is in the mid 30s. It might be like 38, 32, 36, somewhere in there. I looked at it earlier this morning, but I don't remember now. There is not one publicly for sale. There are no PSA 10s currently listed anywhere that I could find, at least on anything that links to alt. So that's eBay, PWCC, MySlabs, all the major places. I did not see a PSA 10 currently listed for sale. Valuing this was a little tricky. He had it at $1,400. Cash was his asking price, or $1,400 was his sticker price. Like I said, I offered those two, and we just kind of agreed to the deal, and it was all good. And I was perfectly fine with that. There are no recent comps on a PSA 10. The last PSA 10 went for, I think, two had sold very early 2023, like April, May, March, somewhere in there, for like $1,150 and $1,200. Recently, as recent as October, 3 PSA 9s had gone for around 700-ish. And I think over the summer, a BGS 9.5 went for around 8 or 7 something. I don't remember. I have to double check. So I felt pretty okay about that. I actually feel great about this deal. I absolutely love this deal. I love this card. Trading ultra modern, trendy baseball for rare 90s inserts, I will do that all day long. Another underrated aspect of this card, which I actually did not even think about until later when I was talking with someone else, 1998 is Vince's rookie year. So this is a rookie year insert for Vince with the Dunkin' Go Nuts. Iconic insert set from the 90s. Like I said before, if you know, you know. The Jordan in this is like, I think a 8 or 9, maybe like a $9,000 card in a PSA 10. Most of the random players go for, I think, like 6 to 800 in a PSA 10. What few comps you could find. The one that I think was closest to this, I think a Penny Hardaway had sold for like 2K. And he has a massive collector base. And then an Allen Iverson, I think in a PSA 10 went for around 1,000. I could be wrong on that, but somewhere right around in that range. Because then the thing that I did was look at, because none of these had sold, I just kind of looked at, well, what do PSA 10s of other star players go for? So that is the pickup. Taking advantage of the hot Soto market, giving the dealer added liquidity, because those are two cards that he will probably be able to move much, much easier than this in a local show environment. Splits up a high dollar card into two smaller dollar cards. That being said, obviously I made the trade. I would much rather have this particular card than two Sotos. I think this is from I don't want to have to worry about the ebbs and flows of what Juan Soto does on a daily basis. I don't have to do that with a 90s insert for a guy that's been retired and also has a pretty big collector base. So that is the pickup. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might just tuck this away for a little bit, maybe for the National. This would be amazing. Cards like this are amazing trade bait at shows like the National or bigger local or bigger regional shows. Or I could just sell it. If someone comes into the DMs and says, hey, I need that for X, Y, or Z thing, I have to own that card, I would be open to offers on it as well. But as of right now, I'm not like publicly shopping it around. I might throw it on eBay for some stupid number and see what happens, just for shoots and giggles. But fantastic looking card. Once again, not something I would typically chase. Just one of those things you walk around, you see a go nuts of a major player in a PSA 10, and it kind of stops you in your tracks. And then the deal just happened to work out. The other card, which I actually picked up the show before, so this was a month ago. I just haven't done a pickups video forever, and there'll probably be a couple this week because I got a few different things going on, but I wanted to talk about the trade separately. last month at the Hartville show, I picked up a really good deal on one of the last LeBron refractors that I wanted. Obviously, I'd like a rookie. Of the non-rookie Topps Chrome refractors, I have all the ones that I really wanted except this one. There are two other ones, and I forget the years off the top of my head. It's the one of him dunking on the Heat, and then it's the other one of him in the yellow jersey with the yellow and red checkerboard like pattern around his sleeves. It's not a great looking card. It's not a good design. It's not a great photo. The one of him dunking's on the Heat is okay. I just never really liked the photo on that one. This one, I love the design of the card. It's one of the best looking refractors, I think, and I love the image as well. And that is this bad boy, the 2007 Topps Chrome LeBron refractor. This one is numbered out of 999. Some of the refractors are numbered, some are not. Always really like this design. This is the KD rookie year design, obviously. Picked this up in a BGS 9 for my boy Shag Sports, who sets up a lot of the local shows. Also has a local shop in North Canton, Ohio. I picked this up for, I think, $580, $575, somewhere in that range, which, I mean, take deals where you could get them. Listen, this card in a PSA 9 regularly sells for just under $700. Just buy BGS 9s. There is no, especially cards like this, there is no reason to not just take the BGS 9 discount. I will take it all day long on a card that I actually want to own. The other nice thing about this is it is 9.5 centering. It's all 9s and 1.95. So it does have, for a 9, it has fairly strong subgrades. I thought about giving this a whirl at the old PSA, but I don't think it's worth the risk. There is a little bit of a dimple on the front surface there. You can see it right there in the top right corner. I know that's very common on these cards, but I think that would hold it back from getting a 10. But look at, I mean, whew, as with Lico 3, look at the shine, baby. Look at that shine. So like I said, I picked this up 2 shows ago now, about almost a month ago exactly, for, let's call it high 500s, which was a pretty nice discount under what a PSA 9 is going for. So of bigger, medium size, whatever you want to call it, LeBron refractor, if I'm going to get a massive discount for taking a BGS 9 with decent subgrades over a PSA 9, all day long. All day long. So those are the 2 pickups. 2 actually really cool cards, not going to lie. LeBron refractor, absolutely fantastic image. And then the Dunk and Go Nuts Vince Carter rookie year PSA 10. Both got some nice shine on it. Great looking cards. That's all I got for you, boys and girls. As always, curious for your thoughts down below. How'd I do on these 2 pickups? Catch you on the next one. Peace.